My entire life I've lived a decent life. Those people who know me from business circles, family, I'm just a good person that you find today smiling.
Hooray! Hi guys, it's girl Lillian Mutambo, also known as Z, girl from Zambia. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please subscribe so that each time I upload videos, you'll be notified that Z posts a video. Thank you so much for more than 96,000 subscribers. Na totela sana. In this video, I will just be catching up with you with regards to the groom and the bride. Most of you are aware that there is a groom and a bride who stormed the Zambian internet on Monday. In fact, the story came out on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday, that a bride was marrying somebody who's already married, and the groom had just left the wife's apartment or house, their home, and went to marry another woman, and the internet went crazy. So for the first time, the groom is speaking to ZNBC. So he spoke to ZNBC TV. So this video is courtesy as well of ZNBC, where he was interviewed, and he didn't want to be recognized by face. Obviously we've seen pictures, but he didn't want to be interviewed with his face showing. I don't know why. So anyway, check this video out.
In seconds, plans to say I do were disrupted as a woman came barging into the church, claiming matrimonial rights over a man ready to wed another. This happened in Lusaka, and the entire episode has since gone awash on social media, capturing a string of comments, much more so becoming public debate agenda. ZNBC has spoken to the man who chose to remain anonymous. He describes the history of his marriage to his first wife.
Yeah, my ex, we had the life that we shared. Yeah, and then things couldn't work out on the way when I lost my job. She showed me colors that I never thought she would. In the process, I've been working with the one I wedded. I'm a businessman, so we are working together. And I shared the shares between my new wife and my ex at the moment, my ex, though I have to clear things by the courts that I'm no longer part of her life.
Sorry, you said you have to clear things with the courts, that she's no longer part of your life. What does that mean exactly?
We are actually arranging to meet with parents from my side and her side. Then I want to declare that I'm no longer interested in sharing a life with her.
Later, he breaks down when he talks about the emotional stress caused by this public embarrassment.
And before we went to a wedding, I told her that myself, I'm marrying this woman, and please, I know it's not easy, but she did not understand. I know she's emotional, so she was hate. Even me, I'm hate. There's no person, I'm not a person who harm people. I'm not. My entire life I've lived a decent life. Those people who know me from business circles, family, I'm just a good person that you find today smiling, doing all good stuff. But this thing just came, and just came with a bang.
He says he has chosen to spend his life with the bride in the picture, and his ex needs to accept that it's over. Going forward, what happened after the disruption of the wedding?
We proceeded and we did a kitchen party, but we didn't know that we were surrounded with enemies. The pictures were still, being taken and posted on social media.
Meanwhile, the names attributed to him on social media are not his after all. Pendop Sikazwe, ZNBC News, Lusaka.
Okay, so you have seen the video. I have a lot of questions for this dude. You shouldn't have married another woman if you know you had unfinished business. Now that was the biggest mistake. I mean, we've heard it from his own mouth. As long as you haven't formally divorced your wife, it means you are still married to the woman. So before you marry anybody else, you must finish that relationship first. That's the way it should be. That way we wouldn't have had that useless drama. that uncalled for drama. You know, you heard him speak in the interview that he's always lived a quiet life. He's a good person. Sir, if you're a good person, you would have finished things in a good way so that everybody respects you and you move on. There's nothing wrong with you moving on with another woman. I mean, it's your personal choice. But you must finish with the one that you're with first. Finish it completely. You know, and I'm surprised for the church not to ask for proof of divorce, because the church must have asked for a proof of divorce. They need to ask. And for somebody who has children, did this man provide evidence that he's providing child support? You know, there's so many questions to this story, and we have not heard the wife speak. She's still the wife. We have not heard her speak, but the man has stated that he has married this woman and now he wants to finish it with this one. Look, you needed to start on a fresh page. Are you undecided? Are you thinking of your wife because you have children? Are you with this woman because you are doing this business that you said you've started doing? Has she connected you to some form of business connections that you don't want her to feel bad that you haven't married her? If you wanted her for business connection, then you could have maintained a business connection, relationship, and carry on your marriage with your wife. But clearly, it looks like that business connection is what has even led you people to be married. And then the fact of prophecy. Please and please do not use the word of God when it comes to marriage, because God does not. He does not force anybody into any marriage. You know, he does not force. And this is where I also want to add what I read today on CR1's page. Now, CR1, as you are all aware, is a controversial prophet. He has stated who he worships. We know that. But regardless of whatever people worship, some people can teach us some valuable lessons. So CR1 posted on his page today where he had stated yesterday, because I'm filming this at night, so that's what I'm saying today, where he had stated that, let me just read this, I think, where he had stated that a couple had gone to see him a few weeks ago, and he told them, to explain their issues, what's going on. And then they started explaining. And then after they explained, in the middle of the explaining, the husband tried to beat up the wife in his presence. And immediately CR1 said, you need to divorce. Go home and separate, because this relationship, this marriage is not going to work. And that is how this woman and the man went home. But they decided to go to another prophet. And the prophet told them, I've prayed for your marriage. All the demons, everything is out. So your marriage is stable now. And yesterday, CR1 received a call that the man had shot his wife dead and he was on the run. And he stated, do not be in a relationship when there is no happiness. Do not be forced to be in a relationship because you want to please people that you are happy and yet you are not happy. That's the mistake that a lot of people make. They try to prove a point as if they are happy and yet they are not happy. If this woman would have listened to CR1, she would have been alive. And this is where I'm so strict when it comes to prophecy and prophets. And I was sharing this with someone. I said, look, I have had pastors and prophets tell me, this is your husband. And then the person swindles me, man. This is your husband. And then the person does something. So for me, I have reached a level where I just say, no, nobody will tell me that this one is my husband. But I need to see for myself. I need to see for myself. One of my friends, I won't mention her name, she brought a man to this country. The relationship looked solid, powerful. Wow, these guys are happy. Only, yeah, this is a post. Only for the man to come here, and within weeks, he was already tripping. And she has children, and this man is tripping, doing whatever he likes. And in the end, the relationship broke off. And this was a Christian, a holy man, that you would think, oh, a Christian can never do this. You know, and she made a decision for her life. It's either I choose to be with my children or choose to be in an abusive relationship in the name of pleasing the world that I am married. I have a ring. You know, some African men are psychopaths. Some African men, or let me just say some men. Yeah, some men are psychopaths and some men are narcissists. You know, they try to control things. So this is what he said on his page. On the 9th of September this year, 2020, a couple came to me because they were having issues in their marriage. Right in my presence, they started fighting as they were explaining their problems to me. I asked them to go home and get divorced. They were so disappointed because they came from marriage restoration. They were expecting that one would say, look, heal our marriage. We want to carry on being married. And then he said they left and went to one born-again prophet there in South Africa that prayed for them and casted the demons of fights out of them and told them that God hates divorce. This morning, we have received news that, meaning yesterday morning, we have received news that the man shot his wife last night and he is on the run. Beloved, if you are in an abusive marriage or relationship, live in peace. Channel that energy that you are using to build that useless relationship or marriage to looking for money. There is a beautiful and peaceful life without marriage, but there is absolutely no life without money. You can argue if you want, Jagaban don't lie, hashtags here one. So I thought I could link the two because, you know, if these guys were not in a good relationship, the relationship was not solid, why carry on forcing the marriage? But the man did not end it properly. I have a cousin, I think I've shared this before, where the husband decided to move out about 2 years ago, and that's what he wanted. He wanted to make sure he separates from the wife for 2 years so that even when he goes to court to present his case, he can say, I've been on separation from her for 2 years. And he's been on separation. And then he started displaying his relationship to his new girlfriend. She also has a child. He's got 2 kids. He's got 3 kids with my cousin. And then he was displaying this new girlfriend all over social media. And then they were wearing t-shirts, like, you know, t-shirts on her page and on his page. And people could connect that they were in the same location. And he behaved like a teenager, somebody who's excited. It's like he never really experienced such. You know, those are the type of men that say they got married as virgins. And then now that he has seen the world, suddenly he wants to experiment here, he wants to experiment here. And he hasn't yet formally divorced his wife. So ideally, the wife could even go and cause confusion. This is the same thing that is happening here. Except this guy, my cousin's husband, is living on his own now. This man, we're not sure whether he was living with a woman, because the woman stated in the video that you left my house, you slept with me this morning. So we don't know whether he was with a woman and he was trying to plead with her not to cause confusion. We don't know. You know, only he knows. I think for me, I just felt like the man is a coward. He can't come out straight to tell the truth of what he really feels. His leg is with the first wife and the second wife. And if he carries on like this, the second marriage will break off as well. Including their first marriage. So it's better he keeps one relationship that he feels will be strong for him. And we don't know much about the wife, though he has stated that she had dumped him. So based on his statement, we can only just say he should have done the right thing. If he had realized that this woman was not a good woman enough, he should have let go of her. So that this new bride enjoys her day. A wedding day is something special. You want to enjoy it. You don't want any disturbances. You know, even if you're having a honeymoon now, you know, they did their bridal shower. Even if they're having their honeymoon now, I mean, what type of honeymoon are you going to have? You know, when you have all the embarrassment of social media, and this could even lead to suicidal thoughts. You know, you just put yourself in a mess. Men, be decided. You are embarrassing us, especially Zambia. You've embarrassed the nation of Zambia that Zambian men are like that. So Zambian men, you need to regain this one. We need men that are going to stand up for their wives, show love, and then I'll be sharing them on this YouTube channel. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. It's a girl, Lillian Mutambo, also known as Gelwapa said, and I think I'm going to start a challenge, which I'm going to hashtag marriage works, so that people can send me videos and we'll share on my YouTube channel a compilation of how marriage works. So I'm going to ask 1 question, 2 questions, 3 questions of how marriage works and how many years people have been married. So we celebrate, and the best couple might win something. Let's encourage marriage. Marriage is important, but you have to marry your soulmate. Take care.